Hello, YouTube. It is I, Sneaky Teak, resident broadcast personality, so pleased to be here on this lovely day to check out Peglin, the Pachinko Roguelike. We have a full copy of the game. Full disclosure, I received a key of this game for free, many thanks to Dylan at Red Nexus Games, and I get to show you the full release before it comes out. A little note, there may be one or two features missing in this version compared to the full release, which should be on April 25th. So coming out very soon, but until then, let's dive right in and play some freaking Peglin. Boop. There it is. Diving into Peglin. I have played this game a little bit, by the way, on my Twitch stream previously. In a previous Demothon, we played the demo. Again, this is Peglin. It's the Pachinko Roguelike, so it's like Peggle, which I never played. But you drop a ball and it bounces around in some pins, with the roguelike element being that you're traversing an STS or FTL style map and you're drafting new orbs, balls, Pachinko balls, and upgrading them. So let's dive right in. And I do have a run going, but it is literally right at the beginning. I started a run just to check out to make sure that everything was recording cool for YouTube, since this is some YouTube exclusive content. So first of all, before we dive into the game, thank you, YouTube folks, for checking out the channel and supporting it. It's such a key time, and I'm really excited for the growth herein. So this is the combat screen of Peglin. I'm fairly new to the game as well. I've only played a few runs. We aim our ball and click and let it fly. You've got a few different types of orbs. Start with some basic stones, and something called a dag orb, which does more crit damage, but we'll get into that. And if there's one thing I've learned from playing this game, it's that I gotta let go a little bit. I was getting frustrated sometimes trying to aim these precise hits, and it was never working out the way I wanted. Best bet is to try to set yourself up to get lots of bounces, or at least that's what I've seen. We can see the enemies coming in the screen, advancing right to left as we hit orbs on the screen below us. We tick up more damage, and then there's special types of peg interactions, right? The R refreshes any missing pegs, the exclamation point gives us a crit, the bombs cause a global explosion that does a bunch of damage, 50 damage. Pretty effective. Right, yeah, and just a few left, right? So we should just be able to kind of give ourselves a nice big arc. Probably with the dag orb, I should have gone for the exclamation point to maximize my damage. There's a few mechanics going on in this game that are a little interesting. As an example, I can throw away one stone and the enemies don't advance, but the enemies will advance anytime I throw a stone and anytime I have to reshuffle my stones. And so throwing away the one orb does meaningfully, right, accelerate the enemy advancement, at least when we have quite a small deck. But it should not be a big deal. As I say, we're quite close to being done with this level. Maybe we can even just go for another bomb on the way out. Let's try it. I have trouble with this. See, I thought that was straight vertical, but it observably wasn't, right? I mean, at least it didn't bounce like it was straight vertical, so can't get too concerned about that. One more to go. Honestly, I just like to watch the ball bounce around. I mean, I think that increasingly that's something I appreciate in games, is just giving me something to look at while the probability is unfolding, right? Offered a selection of new orbs, a splat orb, a reorbanizer, and a memorb. Oh my. Okay, so splat orb says, applies rubber slime to every 5 pegs hit. Rubber slimed pegs are extra bouncy and are durable. Durable pegs can be hit 3 times in one shot before they break. Oh, wow. Actually, that's quite good. Breaking pegs is kind of a problem most of the time, right? Because you actually want to get lots of peg hits. So you want to have structure below you so you're stacking up more damage. But then it can be a double-edged sword because sometimes you're trying to break through pegs in order to get to, say, a refresh or whatever. Okay, base damage 2, crit damage 4, so it's the same as a base stone. Reorbanizer is 2 and 6. Shuffle crit and refresh every 5 pegs hit. Shuffle crit and refresh when this orb is discarded. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's a nice utility. I mean, you don't even have to use it. You can just discard it and get a nice effect. And then Mim Orb. It's a 1 and 2, so it's actually half the stone, but deals an additional 0.34 damage for each peg hit this battle. Can target any enemy on screen, but can only be used once. So this is a scaling damage source, right? Which could be quite useful. I think I'm going to go for the Reorbanizer here. I like that it's got this very high crit damage, almost as high as the Dag Orb, but it has a base damage, which is actually relevant, and it gives us this mechanism to cycle screens around if we're kind of in trouble, right? So let's take that. And then we want to look at the map, try to get an idea where we want to go. It looks like we're taking a chest either way here. Now, it's been a while since I played, and I've not played the full release version until just now, so I don't have a good sense of weighting the different types of map nodes, right? But we've got chests, which will contain treasure of some sort. We've got regular enemies, which, as you saw, can drop, say, an orb. Question marks are events, and then you've got elite combat, which it seems like maybe they've tuned down the amount of. Last time I played, there were elites freaking everywhere, but maybe it's truly random. I also recall that elites were very difficult. I frequently died on elites in Act 1 in the demo. In general, I feel like going to fights is pretty good value. But I mean, let's just go to and see what we find. Like I said, I haven't played the full release, so I don't have a good sense of the relative value of question marks. Maybe we'll kind of try to keep an even mishmash, right? Like chest, fight, question mark, fight, chest, try to take the elite. I mean, this is the best way to learn what works and what doesn't. Let's go to the left. You get to choose which way you go at the end of a fight, based on where your orb goes on the way out, which can make it quite difficult, actually. Say you want to go to the right and all the pegs are still here. If you fall into the middle, you actually take damage, and it's quite a bit. It's 5 or 10, so... Yeah, even map traversal in this game is pachinko. Everything is pachinko now. All things are become bounce. Shake it like a salt shaker. Attacks deal plus 10 damage to slimes. Yeah, cool. Nice. I guess that incentivizes us to take more fights, right? Because we're going to tend to find all sorts of slimes, at least in Act 1. If we're getting plus 10 damage to them no matter what, we're quite good at it, right? Our kind of average cost of combat has gone down somewhat. Let's keep to the plan. Let's go right. It gives us lots of options. And no sense of hitting any orbs on the way out there. We don't have any treasures that incentivize hitting orbs. All right. We've got some enemies that I have not seen. Oops. I right-clicked. I guess right-click is a discard, so buyer beware. I was trying to click on this enemy to see if I could see any stats or moves or anything. And I didn't want to left click because I didn't want to accidentally fire, but hey, lesson learned. You don't want to right click unless you mean to discard, so we'll call that some knowledge, baby. Science complete. Yeah, this map is cool, actually, right? We're gonna get so many bounces here. We should just launch in pretty much and get as much Dagorb value as possible. That's probably gonna be a ton of damage. And Dagorb can retarget. No? Yes. Oh no. This is going to murder me. Get back up there. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I feel like I'm gonna have more trouble with accidental clicks in this game than anything else, for real. For real, for real. Okay, I did not mean to launch there. We've learned 2 things. Right-clicking is a discard, and left-clicking anywhere other than on an enemy is gonna launch ya. Look at that, I clicked right here, and that's why I was scared. That's why I was scared. Okay. Oh, that's okay, we've only taken 2 damage so far, right? Not so bad. We actually managed to kill a spider. I think we're gonna limit the damage to what we're looking at right now, and that's not so bad, all things considered. It's not so bad at all. Yeah, we're safe. GG. Considering the accidental misplay is not so bad. And hey, look, this regular combat offers us an orb upgrade or a heal, so we're not always getting orb rewards. We're not always getting cards from the fight. We're also getting upgrades. I like that. We've got 95 health, so we can afford to take an upgrade. What's the upgrade on the Reorbanizer? From a 2.6 to a 3.8. I guess there's some consideration that since this is a utility orb, we may not even always use it. We may choose to discard it. I'm probably upgrading this, but let's look at the other stuff, like what's Dag Orb? Ah, from 7 to 10 crits. You basically have to get crit. I'm gonna take the Reorbanizer. It's just a ton of value once a cycle, right? 3 and 8 just puts us in a really good position. I'm happy with that. And then for the sake of consistency, I'm still gonna plan to go left here. Plus, I'm not sure that right was safe. I think there's a good chance that I would end up in a fire there. You stumble onto a strange mirror with shadows flickering in the reflection. You're drawn closer and closer until your nose is nearly touching the glass. The shadows are speaking a language you've never heard before, but you understand their offer. I'm sorry, does that say remove all orbs? For science! The shadows in the mirror offer to ease your burden, and you accept. You feel a slight sense of dread as your satchel empties, and the world fades to black around you. You awaken sometime later with a mysterious new Orboros, level 1, as the sole content of your satchel. Orboros, its inscription all over again. It's 2 and 4, that's the same as a stone. It says persist 3. Orbs with persist X can be used X times each before the next orb is selected. Oh, wow. Okay, so you get to use this 3 times before moving past it and shuffling. Right now, at least, right? We only have 1 orb. Or if we had more orbs, 3 times before going to the next orb, you could use it twice and then discard. Orbs with persist X can be used X times each before the next orb is selected. Discarding this orb will skip all remaining persist levels. Echo deals 50% of the previous attack damage as bonus damage, and echo damage does not persist past a reload. Wow, so each time you use it across that 3, it's powering up. What I really want to see is if enemies move between uses of a persist orb. Because if enemies don't move, this is crazy powerful. I mean, ridiculous. Okay, given that we just got Orboros, I guess we should go to a combat and see what we can get up to, huh? Bill? Oh no. We got a problem, mate. Having received Orboros, the game's like, you don't have any orbs. You can't go anywhere. I guess we try to return to main menu and then continue? You can't go. You don't have any orbs. Okay. Let's try this again. Pre-release, baby. Remove all orbs. Accept. Orboros. Yes! Okay. Lesson learned. When you're receiving Orboros, do not go to your satchel to check it out because you might get stuck. Well, it's nice that we could break. I thought I was soft blocked. I mean, at least we could break out of that, right? That's not so bad. Okay, we've got Orboros. We've got a salt shaker. We've got a handful of slimes with 3 coming. Oh, the Tetris menu over here is really nice. Getting to see the totality of what you have to deal with. Yeah, that's good. Let's get to Orborosing. Let's do some bouncing. And so it's basically a stone with extra benefits. I'm trying not to waste all the bombs, right? Oh, this is another thing about this game I really like, is the stylizing of the combat map, right? This is clearly a slime that we've got going on in an only slimes fight, so it's just nice. But yeah, my goal is to limit the amount that I activate bombs before we have all 6 of the slimes visible, right? And I think we can do a pretty good job taking this out, dispatching this, without needing to dig into the bombs. And that was cool, right? We got to 39 damage out of a needed 40, but because of the damage we did in the last round That comes back as 50%. So we're scaling. We're scaling. I do wish... Oh, look, we have it. It's over here on the left. Deals 50% of previous attack damage as bonus damage, plus 19. So we do get to keep track of how much bonus damage we have, right? So if we manage to get to 41, we can actually just knock this slime out all in one go. That'd be hot. Super hot. One little unfortunate tidbit is that, as we've observed, the enemies do advance between uses of Orboros, which I was hoping they didn't, but, you know. Too good to be true. Too good to be true, right? It would be completely unreasonable if they just sat still for 3 uses while you annihilated them. Yeah, that's dub. And a 66 damage hit, too. 74 with the bonus. That's ridiculous. Sweet dreams. Fair slimes. All right. 0 damage fight. I'm kind of hoping for an upgrade, to be honest. In the absence of, though, take a new orb. Orbalisk. +1/+2 for each stone in your deck. Having removed everything from the deck, not so useful. Attacks all enemies in targeted column. That's cool. So it can potentially be a multi-attack. But no good for us. Matryorbshka is multi-ball. Multi-ball causes orbs to split into 2 when hitting a peg. Each additional level allows multi-balls to split in additional time. So it's coverage for a map when you need to hit lots of pegs. And finally, Bramble. Applies Bramble 2 on hit. Bramble deals 6 damage per Bramble level to passing enemies. And brambled enemies are unable to move, and enemies that move through them take damage. So a little bit of crowd control. I like that. Especially with the massive damage that we can get out of our Orboros. That being said, it's possible that you could just do a whole run with just Orboros, skip and look for opportunities to upgrade it, but I feel like having one more orb is a good call. It gives us something to get rid of at events, and it gives us some breadth. Okay. Gonna go to the chest, you know, one more treasure before we try to hit this elite fight, which hopefully we can take. But I have no clue. We have no upgraded orbs now, right? We kind of unfortunately lost the value of one node because we took that upgrade and then immediately discarded it, but that's okay for the science. No biggie. Heavy shaft potion. Crit also refreshes the board. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Forward. Uh-oh. I have a sneaking suspicion that this elite is going to be pretty bad news for us, but we're going to try it. So, we are against the Minotaur, and against the Minotaur, Bramble should be hilarious, right? Will it really prevent it from moving? Will Bramble work on an elite? I mean, fingers crossed. Crazy if it does, right? Crazy if it does. Maybe I should have gone for more of a width play. I'm not sure. Enemy sure is brambled. I mean, they observably did not move. Just trying to go for those wide arcs to hit as many pegs as possible. That's my idea anyway. Maximize that Orboros damage. Okay, but it looks like the bramble wears off. Did you see that? Super glad we took it for this fight, though. I mean, because it's going to take us many rounds to take the 300 damage off of this Minotaur, especially with such a sparse map and with no bombs. I mean, we're gonna really benefit from the CC. Kind of makes me wonder if I'm even intended to discard here between uses, but I feel like we should try to maximize damage still. Oh wow, we lost a lot of momentum hitting like that. That was kind of surprising. Damage output looks good. Yeah, I mean, we could discard it here and go straight to Bramble. I actually think that that's correct. Right click to the Bramble. CC the enemy. And then that gives us a chance. Well, let's see if this will stack, right? It looks like it used up both of them right away. So that's too bad. I was gonna see if we could go add extra stacks of Bramble there. But this should be plenty. Right? Crittin. Oh man, oh sweet, okay, I was so worried. But it turns out we have kind of a dank combination. I mean, our deck is so small, we have so much control. Able to keep the enemy locked down. Nice, GG. Okay, I mean, this run is kind of going swimmingly, no? Upgrade. Upgrading Bramble takes it from a 2/4 to a 3/6. It's still Bramble 2, but the damage dealt goes up. But what about Orboros? Oh, it goes to Persist 4 and increases damage from a 2/4 to a 3/6. I mean, we gotta be upgrading Orboros, right? This is the best stacking damage in our deck. And we can always discard it to get to Bramble, as we just observed. So we have options. I just caught myself. I feel like in that moment I was talking about this game like I already have all this expertise, but I think for YouTube I should note, this is just how I sound when I'm figuring things out, right? I'm trying to convince myself by the line. And so the more sensible it sounds as I reason through it, the more likely that it's correct based on my 0% expertise in the game, right? This is just knowledge acquisition through attempts at logic, right? That's all we got. But so far so good. Lots of learning, lots of progress. 2 relics on offer, a knife's edge. Every shot is a crit when fired below 30% health, or light shaft potion. Refresh also grants a crit. So we have heavy shaft potion, crit also refreshes the board. If we take light shaft, do you think... I guess this just makes both of them. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna take it. Sure. Why not? Having more opportunities to refresh and crit is really gonna benefit our Orboros, I think, right? I mean, I can't imagine that being a bad thing for our build. Yeah, so both directions are basically the same. Effectively the same, because we can always come back to the middle node in order to go left. The only reason to go left is if we wanted to take only events, but I want more opportunities to hit basic upgrades, right? So I think I like going kind of down the middle, ultimately. Taking more fights, because we should be decent at fights, feels like. Unless there's a bunch of new enemies. When I was playing the demo, I really only remember bats, plants, and slimes. So the spider was new. Curious to see what else is new. Decoy orb. Enemies don't get their extra turn for your first reload. Oh. Nice. The first shuffle does not get them a turn. Okay. That's really good, because one of the things we're doing in the beginning is potentially discarding to get a Bramble online. So yeah, I feel like that gives us a lot of power, actually. I'm happy with that. Avoiding damage is good. That's really the minimization function in this game, right? Cost per node. Maybe that's true for other roguelikes as well. At least it's a primary consideration. What is the cost of going to this node and what's the value? And I'm mostly thinking, what's it gonna cost me to get through a fight? So far, nothing. Yeah, this is a cool place for Bramble, right? I mean, we're gonna set up Bramble here. I think the plants just spit. They might not move, but this will totally stop the slimes from moving while we beat everybody up. I think I managed to not hit refresh or crit, but that's okay. I mean, we did get a bomb there, right? So, and we got the Bramble. Yeah, it seems like there's another plant coming, so I wish I could target with the Orboros. I mean, that would just be too strong though, right? Crits are refresh and refresh are crit. I mean, that's so cool. We're just gonna have total overkill on everyone though. I mean, we should try to get to a bomb again. Wow. Wow. The damage output is obscene. I mean, we just won. That's crazy business. All right, bucko. You have what it takes to survive me? It's gonna be a no. Yeah, let's upgrade again. Orboros 3, now a 4/8 with Persist 5. I think our deeps is sufficient, huh? Given that we're so strong, we should keep taking fights. I mean, why not? Right? If we can maximally upgrade both of our orbs and maybe even pick up one more, it seems like we're just getting clean value out of fights at this point. One thing I'm hopeful for as we play through this game in the series is to develop a little bit more kind of general strategy around where to aim the orb. I mean, I feel like my brain wants to have a precise strategy. This is exactly the set of pegs that I'm hitting, but it's ultimately pachinko, right? Like, I need to have kind of a cone of possibilities, right? Like, this is approximately what I want. I want to maximize pegs while also kind of getting towards this one zone. Kind of working towards the bombs, as an example. And so I'm trying to embrace more random by doing these really wide arcs. When I was trying to play on stream, I was doing a lot of shots like this. And shots straight down like that, I mean, sometimes they get you the orb you want, but a lot of times that's what happens. You only end up hitting like a handful of pegs, and you lose out on so much value, right? So, gotta go for the big wide arc. I think that's the play. But even that can fail, I guess. Yeah, I mean, case in point, huh? Okay, it seems like with default targeting, you go to the front target regardless of if they're airborne or on the ground. That might be a nice type of orb for us to pick up. One orb that has manual targeting, actually. That seems like something that could be really useful, particularly maybe like in a boss fight or something, right? Oops. Well, brambling them was not the worst outcome imaginable, and now we can set this bomb off. But we should probably attempt to kill this bat, huh? Okay, back to the arcing strats then. See, I went straight back to it. I mean, the second I start to... I can't help myself. I mean, I really just want to target. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to the tactics. I need more strategy and less tactics. So it seems. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I mean, too bad we don't have... We need a relic that says, like, overkill damage is dealt as AoE, right? I mean, that would be totally crazy for us. Yeah, but I love to see these numbers. I mean, 100, 200, like, we're gonna kill a boss. If really this is our damage output, we should be strong in a boss fight, very strong. Okay, we're running out of upgrades, though. That's a downside. Maybe I should have taken even just a straight up heal there. Maybe. Oh, I guess, nope. See what I mean? See what I mean? Oh, okay. I wanna go right. Stop it. Saved? Let me out! We took more damage from the freaking map traversal than we took from the fight. Man! All right. Well, my strategic sense is decent, but my pachinko sense not so strong. Which makes it good that I didn't play a lot of pachinko when I was in Japan. Although it was cool to be there. I'd talk about a loud freaking establishment. I don't know if any of you have ever, let me know if you have in the comments. If you've ever played pachinko at a real pachinko parlor, it is like deafeningly loud. I felt like I was on the tarmac at an airport. And it'll be like 5 floors of these machines. Oh yeah, it's just, yeah. Japan goes big, man. Japan goes big. Okay. Slime. Bat. Slime bat. Back to the slime looking map. Well, let's just focus on getting some value. This one slime is kind of close. Let's just focus on getting some value. All right. Take 2. Better than take 1. We're gonna take a little damage. Like, if we get another upgrade here, I'll probably take heal. If we get another orb, we need to look at it. But yeah, we could use a little health, huh? That's okay. We finally have an opportunity to set off some bombs. And that's really what we need. Some big bada boom value. Okay. Get in there and make a ruckus. Please. Yes! Yes. Nice. We need a couple more of those. Again. Oh no. Good. Good. Great. Super great. You know what I think? With Orboros, I kind of wish I still had that, whatever the orb was that made orbs durable. That would be incredible with Orboros, right? I mean, just ridiculous. Was it like Indorb or something? This is the puns at this game are ridiculous. Okay, Darkness Eterball. Applies blind to unhit. Blind enemies have a 35% chance to miss when attacking. Okay, that's nice. So if an enemy's gonna get to us no matter what, we can reduce damage at least. It's kind of like, really this is weakness, right? Across a large sample, this is weakness. We have Mamorb, deals an additional 0.34 damage for each peg hit this battle, which actually we hit a ton of pegs because we have so many refreshes. And Infernorb, lighter than other orbs, detonates bombs in one hit, deal 2 damage to self when fired. Okay, fair. I'm actually kind of, well, no, I feel like our damage output is fine. I think I like Darkness Eterball here. I mean, that's gonna be positions where we just can't help but get hit. That being said, we could just heal here, and I think that would be totally legit. You know what, let's actually do that. I think a heal here looks really strong. Down we go. And there wasn't anything there that was really gripping me. Like I said, I want durable. I want something that synergizes more with our other 2 orbs. And I feel like Bramble is already CC, so I'm less driven. Yeah, I'm not sure. We loosey-goosey. We're just going with the flow. That's what I promised myself at the beginning of the run, that I wouldn't try to play the game like I already had 1,000 hours. That I would give myself a chance to try things. That's the joy of discovery, right? Okay, set up a crit, so it's good damage, and we set up the Bramble, so the other enemies will have trouble getting into range. Nice. So far, so Gucci. And now, the damaging begins. Unfortunate, though, that we put 91 damage into an enemy with 10 life, right? It's okay, we can fix it. Oh my gosh. We need to find a relic that says, like, stacking crits increases the multiplier, right? That's the effect we need. We need to be permitted to do bonus damage based on hitting crit multiple times. I mean, that would be obscene for us. What we really need is to figure out how to lock down these plants. You know, it occurs to me that we do have one major weakness, which is that we actually really struggle with these relics to set off bombs. Because since crits are refreshes, we're just refreshing constantly. And so it's very difficult for us to get down to the bombs. I mean, that's what happened to us on the previous level, right? Oh, I hadn't noticed that before. Did you see how large the Bramble was? I guess the visuals scale with your damage or something, but I hadn't noticed it before. That's funny. Okay, fully upgraded Orbs. Let's take it to the limit. Fighting a boss. Is this a mole? Looks like it. All right, yes. Okay, we fought this one in the demo. The actual enemy is the mole. The tree exists basically as a menace. Makes it hard to target the mole. You can only target the mole when they get to you, but I think it's possible to kill the tree, and we might have the damage output to do it, so I don't know. We'll just play it by ear here, see what happens. Bramballing the tree is not going to do much for us, but we might as well, right? What do we have to lose? Try to set up the bomb to set off soon, too, maybe? Or do we want to... Well, maybe we should work to the right, so we can get towards the refresh and the crit. Yeah, that's just obscene. We did 160 damage with Bramble. I mean, that's ridiculous. Wow. Wow, upgrades are strong. Wouldn't you believe it? Upgrades are strong. 328 damage! Okay, we did 50 damage to the boss. That's nice. Down to 60. All right, let's keep that damage going. I'm just embracing the random direction at this point. As long as we hit a crit, that's the big thing. Really maximize. 372! Okay, and it actually hit the mole too. We're not gonna be able to kill the tree in time because we're too vicious. Way too vicious. Hey, the retargeting does not actually do anything here, right? I mean, oh well. Oh, wow. That's kind of surprising. Somehow we managed to completely miss all the bombs, all the refreshes, all the everything there. Here, let's hit one now. Okay, all right. Can we do 180 damage in one go? That becomes the question, right? It all comes down to the bounce. Oh my. Wow. We did it. G freaking G. All right, all right. Offered split orb. Hey, it's the thing. Rubber slime. I think this is the combo. Hold up though. Swole orb upgrades pegs. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nice. I feel like we want Swoltorb and Splatorb, but Splatorb's gotta be, this is the interaction. This is gonna be so ridiculous for us on so many maps. We already said it, let's go for it. Let's just go for it. Add. And a relic. Sapper Sack says deal 2x damage to enemies, rather bombs deal 2x damage to enemies and convert to Mega Bomb, which is 115 base damage, but you also hurt a little bit, okay. Hey, it's hard to set off bombs, and when we do set them off, it's really important, so this might not be that bad. Cursed Mask, all attacks get +2/+2, but you start each battle with Confusion 4. While confused, your aimer will spin wildly out of control. You only control when the orb is fired? Yeah, perfect. This will help me embrace the random. And Kinetic Meteorite, every 4 peg hits provides explosive force to your orb, I think. I don't think that this means it sets off bomb damage. I think this means it will send your orb back into high momentum state, which might be really, let's go for the mask. That's so much damage. Takes Orboros to a 610? Yeah, I mean, with it, we're just gonna out deeps every fight in the game, right? It's gotta be the way. Curse Mask it is. Forest complete. And thus, it will be time to continue onward, but not in this video. Thank you, folks, for coming through. I hope you've enjoyed a little introduction to Peglin. Like I said, thanks again to Dylan from Red Nexus Games for hooking us up with the key. I'm super excited to show off this game prior to release, and I'm excited to explore it more very soon. Till next time, that's it from me, folks. From my home to yours, from me, from Kevin, and from Bevan, nothing but love. Have a wonderful day and a fantastic rest of your week to come. Hope to catch you all again very soon in the next video. Peace.